Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started. Welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. Today I want to do a reading on that iconic actor Tom Cruise. He has just come out with the sequel to Top Gun. It's called Maverick, and it's been quite successful. He's an amazing actor. I think he's right around 60 years old, but he doesn't really look like it or act like it. And I want to know what the energy is around him. In general, I want to know the energy around the movie, around his life. And also, he is a supporter of and a member of the Scientology. I guess it's the Church of Scientology. He has been for a long, long time, along with, I think, Christiane and John Travolta are just two to name. Christy just passed on, and Amanda did an amazing spirit box session on her Afterlife Adventures channel, where she did talk a little bit about Scientology. I want to kind of touch on that because the news I've kind of read is that he's, on the surface, stepped back from the Scientology church. He hasn't talked about it a lot lately. It has had some bad press in the news. Danny Masterson has been charged of, from I think several women, of SAing them. I can't say that word on YouTube. And I don't know what's going on with his trial or his hearing or whatever it is. He seems to be out of the country or out of the area. And also there's been an awful lot of allegations against the leader of the Church of Scientology. I don't know what exactly his title is. David Miscavige, I guess it is. Miscavige. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong. I probably am. Anyway, lots of accusations about it being a cult. So I'm going to use the Cosmo Beings tarot deck because the whole idea of this, what I've heard about Scientology, I'm not a member, I'm not a supporter. I don't know all that much about it, and I don't think a lot of other people do unless you're a member. Hasn't been that great. A lot of people say it's changed their lives, John Travolta for one. And I'd kind of like to know Tom Cruise, his energy now, right now, from the movie, and if I can see how he feels about Scientology. That's kind of like two different questions, but they kind of are entwined. So I'm going to lay some cards down and just see what kind of energy we get off of them. It's kind of a secret society. I mean, there's been a lot of bad press. There's several famous people that have come right out and denounced it. I'm not going to name names, and said some really terrible things about it. And then there's these supporters. I just want to get a feeling about how Tom Cruise, how he's feeling about it and his career and everything right now. I know he's on top of the world pretty much. Let's just see what stands out to me. Well, first of all, we have the Lovers. He's not. This isn't about his love life. I don't want to get into who he's dating now. He's dating someone. He's been married 3 times and divorced 3 times. So I know he is dating someone, but I'm talking about Scientology now and his emotions. So let's leave that for now. Let's see what these other cards have to say. Ace of Swords. All right, the Ace of Swords is the beginning of truth. It's the beginning of thought processes. It's the beginning of thinking something, an idea, or a new way of thinking. Then we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is about going away and taking a rest. Now this could be Tom in general. I mean, he's been making a lot of movies. From what he said about Maverick, the movie Top Gun Maverick, it was physically really hard, and he didn't do a lot of his stunts. So maybe he wants to take a break. He is 60, which he doesn't look it, and he doesn't act like he's that old, but his body is, and sometimes you have to just take a break. So maybe that's what this is about. I want to read all these cards together, see what I get from them. All right, then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Cups upright is lots of opportunities, lots of choices. It can also be delusions. It can also mean not being able to make a choice amongst all these things. It can also mean that these are all fantasies. These aren't real. In reverse, it's saying you don't have a lot of choices anymore. Or in Tom's case, it could mean that, I think this is him with Scientology, it could mean he's not deluded about the real Scientology, things that are going on. I'm not really sure how to say that because I don't want to make an accusation against Scientology. This is all alleged. This is just my opinion of reading the cards. I'm not a member of the church. I don't know anyone that is. Everything I know about it, I've read. Some very negative things. And then the famous people talk very positively about it. And they do give the church a lot of money. That's come out. Seven of Cups. I think that might mean that I think this might mean disillusionment at some point. Not having your head full of illusions and stories and fantasies and things that aren't true. In reverse, it could mean that he's waking up a little bit to reality. It could also mean that he's tired. He's getting tired of making movies. Maybe he feels like at his age there aren't a lot of choices, so I don't really see that. I don't see it in regards to his career so much as possibly his church. We'll call it his church. That's what they call it. Then we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heartache. This is treachery. This is being stabbed in the back, stabbed in the heart. Real sadness. Very, very sad. He has been married 3 times and divorced 3 times. We're not really talking about that. We're talking about the church. When the Three of Swords is in reverse, it's kind of like you're coming out of being stabbed in the heart, of being heartbroken. It could refer to his marriages. But going along with this card, I'm kind of getting that he's waking up to something. I'm not really sure what that is. Could it be his age? Could it be the church? Let's see what else we get here. All right, we've got the Page of Pentacles. All right, the Page of Pentacles is a young person. Pentacles are the earth. Page of Pentacles can be health also. It usually means a gift. It can mean a gift, an offering, something's being offered to him, or it could be the start of health problems. I don't see it as a negative card though, but we have to keep that in mind. Then we have the Moon. The Moon is a dark card. It's a warning card. It's about things that you don't want to talk about, hidden things, secrets. It can also mean deception. It can mean lies. It can mean fooling yourself. It can mean not seeing the real world. It can mean being tricked by someone. We're talking about Scientology. In reverse, the Moon means waking up. Kind of waking up to the truth. Upright, it's delusions, it's illusions. It goes right along with this card. These two cards are about illusions, delusions, fantasies, dark things. I don't know what you have to do to belong to Scientology, but I know they go through a step-by-step program. I forgot what they call it. I also read that you have to confess hidden things. You confess your deep, dark secrets, and don't kid yourself, they're going to record that. If you, I'm going to say dumb enough to tell somebody your deepest, darkest things without any guarantees what they're going to do with it, unless it's a priest or a psychiatrist or a lawyer, you're setting yourself up for blackmail. And this is all alleged. I'm not saying that's what Scientology does, but that's what I'm getting. This means waking up. In reverse, the moon in reverse means waking up. Then we have the world. And the world is in reverse. The world can mean, when I read for Johnny Depp, I get that that are the people that love him. That's his following, his fans. I think this is referring to Scientology. I think the world is waking up a bit about them. They don't have the reputation they used to have. It's been, a lot of bad things have come out lately, especially this Danny Masterson and some other things. A lot of things have come out that the world is opening up about that. They're not just fans of it saying, oh, it's a good thing, it's a church. And I'm not saying that it isn't, and I'm not saying that it hasn't helped a lot of people. But it's a hidden, closed society. You don't really know what's going on at all. It is cult-like in that way. This shows the world is not looking at a Scientology and Tom Cruise's involvement in it. I think it's more that, like they used to. People are starting to question things, and they're questioning why Tom Cruise would be involved in that. That's what I'm getting. And this is all for entertainment purposes only. I am only a tarot card reader. All right, then I'm getting the Page of Swords. Page of Swords upright. Page of Swords is the beginning of truth. It's intellectual ideas. It can be the internet. It can be anything online. It can be thoughts, ideas, information. I'm getting several cards that I get that he's waking up. And I also get that the world is waking up to Scientology. And I don't mean, I hadn't intended to make this reading about this. I hadn't really intended to do that, but it's coming out. This is all alleged. I don't want any problems with me saying this, because I understand from some people that have come out against it, against the church, that they've been hounded by people, which is really scary. The world is starting to wake up. Ideas, new ideas. And then we have the Hierophant upright. The Hierophant is religion. It's a good thing. It can be a church, it can be an organization. It can mean also learning things. It can also mean, it usually doesn't mean negative church-like things. There's a big eye right there. Little mousies everywhere, and a bat, little bats, and a candle. The Hierophant is a positive card. It's an organization that does good. It's a church. It's someone you look up to, but it's a good person. It's a leader. It's a mentor. I think Tom's looking for something like that. I don't know that he's fulfilled right now. These are really interesting cards. The Lover's cards, I do not believe is about a situation he's in now. I think he is dating someone. The Lover's card is about choice, making a choice. And I've read a lot about this recently, about Scientology and Tom. And a lot of people are saying that he's just stepping back because they're receiving a lot of bad press. And that he's distancing himself somewhat because of that, because of the accusations against Danny Masterson, which have not been proved. There's nothing, he hasn't been convicted of anything. In fact, I don't think they can even find him to serve him, I saw. And also the other leaders of the church. There's nothing, they haven't been convicted of anything. But I see him, he is stepping back from it. He's not, it's not forefront in his conversations anymore. I'll pull a few more cards. When I first heard this about Tom, I thought, well, and this is cynical of me, maybe he just wants to step away because it's not good for his image or good for his publicity or possibly even future films. Maybe it's a financial thing or a career move. But what I'm getting from the cards so far is that he's concerned. He's asking questions in his mind. He's not just doing this for his career. There's a few more cards. The Tower, wow. Whatever happened, it came suddenly to him. This decision was fairly sudden. It wasn't a publicity thing. I don't get that. It happened quickly, and maybe it was, I get disillusionment. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about working. It's about working very hard for what you want. It's about money. Money, money. From what I've read, these movie stars that are the main celebrities that are pushed forward from the church give millions of dollars. Christy Alley, on that Spirit Box session with Amanda, said something like $6 million, $4 million. I think he's thinking about it. He doesn't want to give them money anymore. This is what this card is saying to me. He's truly had a wake-up call. Ten of Pentacles. All right, this is a happy home. Ten of Pentacles. This is money. This is the end of the rainbow. I think he lived in that world for a while. That they're a wonderful place. They're the only reason I'm successful. They may have helped him a lot in one regard, but I think he's seeing that in reverse, it's not that. It's not just a happy home with little people hugging, little animals, little mousies, money. It's also money. It's succeeding and ending something. And it can also be about ancestors, older people. I know I remember the father of someone tried to come forward with some information. They did something to him. They discredited him terribly. He's thinking about that. He does not want to be defamed, I want to say. He does not want to be pursued, threatened, or whatever that the claims have said other people have gone through. I think what I'm getting is he's had his wake-up call about the church. And I'm not saying it's not a good thing. This is what the cards are telling me, that Tom has had a big wake-up call. Maybe it was the death of Christy Allen. I also read somewhere, and this is all hearsay on my part, that they promise if you go through the steps and give them the financial support and do these, I can't even remember what they call it, getting clear, I don't know what it is, that you won't die of cancer. I read that somewhere, and if that's true, Christy Alley died of cancer. Now, I may be totally wrong on that, and we may not know, but I have read that. This is hearsay. This is all alleged. It's things I've read and seen online. I think it might have been Christy's death. So what I'm getting is Tom is seriously thinking about his life in general. He's 60. We all go through that when we get that age, I think. People sometimes at 40 have a crisis. He's thinking about the things that are happening, and he's kind of going through a change in his attitude toward the church. Now, he's worried about that. I see that he's worried about it. He wants to step back. He's going to appease them. This is my interpretation. But he's stepping back from it. Now, whether he'll keep giving them money, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you sign a contract or what. He will appease them because he's afraid of them. He's afraid of them. But he wants to turn his life a little bit more positive direction than what it's been. What that will be, I don't know. How he can do that, I don't know. Well, this isn't exactly what I thought the reading would be about. Anyway, I'm going to close the circle now. And I'd like your comments about this. I'd like you to let me know if there's some other kind of reading you'd like to see, what you'd like me to do. Kind criticisms, kind comments, please. If they're really bad, you know they're just going to get deleted. So don't even bother. All right, I've closed the circle. Watch Afterlife Adventures, and I recommend you watch the Christy Alley Spirit Box session with Amanda, Afterlife Adventures with Christy Alley. She's amazing. All right, next time. Bye.